What's up, you guys? SlimXTeamSymmetry here to bring you guys the second part of Meta. What's this? You guys seem to really like that video. Basically, for anyone who didn't see the first part, it was where I talked about 5 different decks that were separate from the quote-unquote big three that has been defined as the meta right now with Dragons, Prophecy, Evil Sworns. There were 5 other decks that I know a lot of players have been using instead of those 3 decks for many reasons, and they're just really good decks. And I decided that I wanted to continue the little mini series because I knew for a fact I did not mention all the decks that I could have. There were a lot that I left out. There were a lot that I forgot. And I think even now with this second part, it's probably it might need a third. I don't know. I'm sure you guys will come up with decks that I completely forgot. I know people are going to mention Battling Boxers. Like I said, I don't know enough about that deck. I'm probably going to have another channel or so make a deck profile of it and have it presented on here with a little bit more in-depth analysis, just for the fact that I don't really do that. I don't really know anything about that deck yet. Before I get into this video, I'm gonna have a link and down in the description. There's a YuGi-Tuber impersonation video that my friend Wendy did on her channel. It's absolutely hilarious. She did me, my little sister. She did your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, MCole40, Mickey, The Silent Enigma, and I swear to God, like you guys will see when she does mine, it's just like spot on. Just look for the first part, and you guys will see. It's really funny. Her channel is Kitty Cat 6. I'll have a annotation to the video and down in the description. You guys have to go check that out though. It's absolutely hilarious. You guys will really enjoy it. It's going around Facebook right now, so I'm sure you guys will see it one way or another. But anyways, to continue on with decks that you can use outside of the big three. A lot of you mentioned these decks, and these were the decks that I pulled up outside of Battling Boxers, like I said. The first one being Inzectors. So Inzectors, we already know the story of Inzectors. They've gotten hit. They've still won a YCS. They still top. They still do really well. You know, what is it that keeps the deck, alive and everything? Yeah, I think it's just the fact that it's just like pure destruction. Dragonfly, Hornet, Centipede, they really just destroy everything. Being able to dodge a lot of cards that a lot of players aren't even using that much anymore is what makes the deck really good. It has a really good water matchup. It has a really good matchup against a lot of the decks in the meta. It has a really good Evil Sworn matchup for the fact that it doesn't summon level 5 or higher, so the deck just pops everything and then just pretty much beats you down. And it can even OTK you with Sword and Dragonfly and all those crazy combos. So the deck's still very versatile. I know a lot of people were mentioning Inzectors. I know the deck still tops. I know the deck still does really well. I would say the only thing that can really hinder the deck right now is the fact that there are 3 Effect Veilers in a lot of Elemental Dragon decks as well as other decks. But outside of that, I mean, Fiendish Chain, Breakthrough Skill, those could be problematic cards, but I'm sure the Inzector player, whoever pilots the deck, would, prepare the deck so that they can combat those cards, knowing that people were running that. Because at the time when people were running Inzectors at Nationals, I remember 3 Veiler was like a staple, 2 to 3 Fiendish Chain was a staple, so they had that stuff to play around. So basically, they're doing the same thing. So I definitely think the deck is a good choice for those of you who enjoy Inzectors and just enjoy pretty much making your opponent just run out of all their resources. So it's definitely a good deck in my opinion. The next deck, oh, these are in no order, by the way. I just did these based on what I remembered. I just threw them in here. There's no order or anything of which deck is better. So the next deck is my personal favorite, Gravekeepers. You guys already know how much I love Gravekeepers. People have been asking me for an updated Gravekeeper profile. I refuse to do one on Dueling Network just for the fact that it was one of my favorite decks. I'm actually in the process of trying to rebuild it back to the way I used to have it. I never blinged it out. I always just had the rares and everything. So I'm actually trying to build it just like I did back then. The deck has seen some success, not in its original form, but in the form of Malefics. In case you guys, I'm sure you guys by now have seen that top 8, or I believe it's top 8 or top 4 finishing deck that was like a skill drain Malefic with Rescue Rab and everything in it, using Necro Valley, because Necro Valley is and Royal Tribute are absolutely amazing in this format. The fact that Necro Valley can lock out Elemental Dragons and can lock out Prophecies, key plays, makes it really, really good. And Royal Tribute, like, let's be honest, if you Necro Valley Royal Tribute a Dragon player, 9 times out of 10 you're going to hit almost their entire hand, and they're not going to be able to do anything because they can't banish from grave, so they're pretty much locked down, and you're just free to blow shit up with Descendant, be able to recruit stuff with Recruiter, and just be able to win the game. So I definitely think Gravekeepers are up there for a deck that I would personally play if I wasn't playing Elemental Dragons at the moment. And probably after Nationals, it's a deck I'm going to look into, because Dragons for me, I'm pretty sure is going to just run to Nationals and that'll be it. But I definitely want to see if Gravekeepers can make a comeback because I think they're definitely have potential and they're definitely one of my favorite decks to ever be like created in this game. So I really want to see what they can do. So everyone that's using Necro Valley Royal Tribute, you play dragons, you're pretty much going to win. Just saying. So really interesting deck, and I just want to see how it does as the rest of the format plays out. Next one is Six Samurai. So people were saying Six Samurai left and right. What I like about Six Samurai is the fact that they basically can, if they open Gateway, United, and just open multiple Samurais, they can just drop everything and just have a complete lock on the field. If they can make what is it, like Beast and Barkian, they have a good lock against a lot of decks. The problem being is that I don't know how well they would do against Elemental Dragons for the fact that we don't really use that many spells. Basically, we just summon big monsters and beat over things. And I remember Chaos Dragons used to just have a field day with Sams because there was barely any spells that really needed to be activated outside of like charge and recharge. So the fact that it's basically a repeat of that, but even more monsters, makes me wonder how good Sams would really be in that matchup. But that's only one matchup. I would say they have an amazing matchup against Prophecy for the fact that they can just make a turn one Naturia Beast. I mean, that right there is just like, that's game, like, basically. If you have that in protection, I mean, what are they really going to do? They usually open all spells, so I definitely would not rule Samurais out. I think they have that matchup pretty much in the bag most of the time, and they're just a good deck overall. Like, they're fast, they're aggressive, you can drop multiple keys-ons, they can OTK, and they have the ability to make really strong Synchro and XYZ plays, so I really think the deck has potential. It just, I don't think it's one of the best right now. I'd say it's definitely a good deck. It's just not what I would say at the top right now. I would think Inzectors or Gravekeepers might be slightly better based on the decks that are being played right now. But as far as Prophecy goes, I think honestly Sam's would have the best matchup because being able to make a turn one beast is pretty much game. So definitely think Sam's can do well based on who builds a deck and who pilots it, if they tech it out, etc. So yeah. Okay, the next deck is Madolche. So I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I don't know shit about Madolches. I don't know anything about this deck. I have played against it, I want to say two or three times ever since the deck was ever released, and I was using Macro Rabbit at the time. So basically, flip Macrocosmos, have a Logia, you basically win. So I really didn't get to see the deck in all its action. I do know, I've heard from many people there's an OTK, FTK, I don't really know what it is. Someone please, in the comments below, or leave a video response, please show me what that is, because I honestly, like, I know there's a lot of decks I don't know about in this game, but this is definitely one of them. I really just don't know about this deck. I know that it's topped a lot of regionals. I know it's done well. I've read people's statuses about I just got FTK'd by Madolches, and was like, what? It's kind of, it's kind of crazy. It's one of those sleeper decks I think a lot of people don't think about. So I think Madolche is definitely something that um, has potential if it's doing that well. So if anyone knows any of the reasons why it's doing so well, if there was something else that was released, I think it was Hoot Cake or whatever it was in the new set or something like that that adds to this, please just let me know. But I put this down here because people were saying Madolches left and right, so definitely add a Madolches. And the last deck I threw in here was the Thunder family. This used to be a personal favorite deck of mine. For people who didn't know, I never did the deck profile. My friend actually has the deck right now. And I loved this deck. I absolutely love this deck. I love the idea of going Mahunder or Pawhunder and then Vylon Prism. I loved Vylon Prism. I think Vylon Prism was the best card in the deck. The ability to make a turn one like 3,500 Stardust, a 3,700 Thought Ruler, a 3,800 Scrap Dragon, a 3,800 Crimson Blade or whatever it is just absolutely ridiculous. And I think that's what I like about this deck the most, is outside of just that, they can just easy rank 4 spam, easy Shockmaster spam, very easy ways for them to just completely like lock out the opponent's plays. So I think this deck has a lot of potential. I've seen a lot of players at regionals and whatnot use this deck. Deck's really cool. I like it. I think that the deck is really good. I would say the problem could be Valor, could be Breakthrough, could be a couple cards, but I think the deck is definitely one of those decks that people sleep on, and they always forget about decks like this that are actually able to be fully played now. So I think that's definitely another deck worth mentioning. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this second part of the series. I know, like, right off the top of my head right now, I'm forgetting decks like Dark World. You guys are going to say you forgot Mermails, you forgot Mermails. I'm not even going to mention Mermails. I probably should have just said when I did the big three, I probably should have just said Mermails is number 4, because it's true. There's really nothing I can say about Mermails. I know they're still doing well. Making a video on them really doesn't serve a purpose. Since other channels are going to talk about the deck, they're going to do it better. And I already know Mermails is definitely up there. People say Mermails is better than Evil Sworn. Some people say, it goes back and forth. So basically, I'll just leave it up to you guys. But I know for a fact it's definitely the fourth best deck in the format right now. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with this little list here? I know you guys are going to say I forgot some other decks. Just include them in the comments below, and we'll probably make a part 3 for this. I know Dark World's going to come up. I know a couple other decks will come up. But this is just what I had read in the comments and what I just wanted to add on here. And remember, I said I didn't add Battling Boxers because I'm probably going to have one of my friends do a profile of the deck and do like a more in-depth analysis for you guys, because you guys really seem to like that archetype. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which deck here do you think is the better choice? I know a lot of you like Gravekeepers. I'm definitely on board with Gravekeepers. So if any of you guys have updated builds, feel free to leave them as video responses, etc. And be sure to include those, and hopefully it'll get you guys some views and subs. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up, and definitely go check out that YuGi-Tube impersonation video. Definitely make your day. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.